Hello, I am Beverly Kane, and welcome to Boca Jote. And you're probably like, what is Boca Jote? It's an acronym for Box of Chocolates and Jill of all trades. That's me. So, my channel, if you're looking for one that has the same thing every time, that's not me. I love too many things. God has given me so many interests and things that I love and am passionate about that I wanted to fill my channel with things that are of value and variety. So that's what you're going to get here. And that's why it's called a box of chocolates, because you never know what you're going to get. So, on today's first inaugural episode, what I'm going to be doing and sharing with you is definitely one of the things I love, which is nail stuff. I've turned so much so that I've turned one little corner of my home into my own little nail salon, as you can see. And, I just love nail stuff. So, I want to share with you ways that you can do your own nails that makes it simple, that makes it easy, that makes it inexpensive. That's another thing you will learn on my channel is how to save money because I'm all about it. Okay, so I'm going to pull this a little closer so you can see what's going on. And I'm just going to focus on this one nail that's not done. And I don't know if you've ever heard or tried the dip polish, but let me tell you, it is definitely awesome. This is a mini one. They have a larger one. I got it from Sally's Beauty Supply, and it was like, hold on, let me put some glasses on. It was $26.49 plus tax. Um, and it has everything you need in here to get started doing your nails and do a great job. And it will last you for weeks. And I will tell you a little secret that I've learned since I have been doing this. But what comes in here, you have two colors. There's a clear in this one and then a light pink. There is um, a little bottle of, it's the top coat and the gel base, and there's a gel activator. This is the brush cleaner, and then this last one, what is this? This is the nail primer. So this is what you start with. So here's, and the brush cleaner is just when your brushes get really yucky, you can clean them in this solution. So that's not something we're going to need today because I'm just taking it out of the box. Okay. It has all the instructions right here, but I'm going to give you a quick tutorial. Again, I'm just going to focus on this nail. I did prep it by making sure and I'm telling you, when I say I love nail stuff, I have all the things, okay? All the things. Um, and I do have two kinds of little nail drillers. This one has to be charged. This one uses battery. So I like to have, one of each. But you just prep the nail. You just want to make sure you get the cuticles pushed back. And if you don't have all of these little handy dandy electronic things, you can use just a little cuticle pusher to push those nail, push the cuticle back and just make sure the nail is clear of any little abstractions and that it's, nice and smooth. So I also have a buffer. That's something, as you see, this one is well loved and well used. This is my favorite kind because I feel like it does a great job just really buffing the nail and getting it nice and smooth. Okay, so we're going to start with a primer. And hopefully, again, you can see what's going on. And as you can see, this is just an old towel that I've used on a lot of nail projects. So you're just going to prime it by putting the primer on there. And what this does is just make sure that there are no oils on the nail that's going to keep it from, keep the product from adhering. So just really dries out that nail and takes away any oils or anything like that. All right, so once that's done, the next thing I'm going to decide which color I want to use. And so one thing I will tell you, these come, in a variety of colors, and I have all kinds of colors over here. Before I learn the secret, the secret is once you put on this base that I'm getting ready to show you, you can use any color you want. You see how many nail polishes I have? I'm like, I don't want to buy that many of these. So once I put on this base, I am going to use just a regular color and it will last. That is awesome. Okay, so since I'm doing that, I'm going to use the clear. So, okay. All right, so the next thing I want to do is use the nail base. And one other thing that is very important when you're doing that, especially with this nail base, don't put on a large amount of it. Don't like feel like you got to make it thick. You don't want to make it thick. And actually, let me open this because again, I just took it out of the box. And this powder is very fine. Oh, drop the lid. Very fine, very, very fine. So when you're using it, make sure that, you're very careful. All right. So you want to, like I said, not put a large amount. You just want a thin layer of that. What is this called? Of the base. Because if you put it on really thickly, it will just, put on a big clump of this dip powder that I'm getting ready to put on there. And then it makes it so hard to buff out. So I'm just going to stick that in there. And then it gives me a nice little coat on that nail. And then I like to do 2 or 3 coats. Again, you just want nice thin coats. You do not want thick, heavy coats because it's so hard to buff out and get smooth. But when you do it in nice thin layers, it makes it so much easier to work with. Okay. So trust me, I've learned that the hard way. So I'm going to do that. And now we're going to just dip it again, getting another coat on there. And I like to just tap off the excess. I also have one of these big brushes to get the excess tapped off as well. And then I'm going to do one more coat just to make sure that we get it on there nice and that it's going to be nice and, have a good base for us to put that other color on. We want it because my nails are thin now because I've been doing my nails for a long time. So I won't lie, my nails are thin now. But this really helps to make that nail, see, it just builds it back up. And then you finish it after you dust off the little excess. You finish it with the gel activator. Okay. And that just seals it and makes it hard so that you can polish it and buff it and treat it just like a real nail once you do this. So we just want to coat that whole thing. And again, you don't need a lot of this. You just want to make sure it's enough to coat the whole thing, and then it dries to a very nice hard finish very quickly. Just want to make sure that's dry. Let's close this back up because you do not want this fine powder to spill. It is so hard to clean up. So that is that. Now it is nice and hard, and all I need to do is buff it out to make it nice and smooth. Just like that. And you just want to buff until, again, you feel like you've got a nice smooth surface that you're working with. Okay. All right, feels pretty good. Got a little ridge there, and just run your finger across it to see if you have any ridges and just smooth it out. All right. And if it's really, bulky, but again, if you put on thin coats, it will not be bulky. But if it is, and you have an electric one, that's a great time to use that. But because I've done very thin coats, I do not need to use that. That really is doing a good job with just a hand buffer to buff it out. Okay. And once I've done that, I will use my file just to make sure I have the shape that I want. All right. And I like the edges, rounded and the top, straight. That's just me. But you can do any shape that you like. All right. All right. There we go. And now, normally I would go wash my hands, but I'm not going to go and, take that time right now. So I'm just going to wipe it down really well. Make sure I'm getting any excess little dust off of it so that I don't put that inside my polish. And now I'm just going to polish it. and this will last 2 weeks or more. So we're just going to give it a nice coat of polish here. All right. And that's it, right? Obviously, I'm going to put a top coat on that when it dries, but that's it. So if you are like me and you like nail stuff, but you don't want to keep running to the salon and paying them $20, $25, $35 to do your nails, this one kit costs $26.49 plus tax. You can do your nails. You see how very little I used of this to do my nails? You can use this so many times. I don't even know how many times I've been, how many times I've been able to do my whole, all 10 nails with just one set. So you are going to get a great bang for your buck doing this and doing it yourself. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you will join me every Monday for a new episode of Boca Jote. And that's again, Box of Chocolates, Jill of all trades, and that's me. So, Boca Jote, hey, come and see what I've got in store for you today. That's what you can do every Monday. So join me and learn more. See what's in the box of chocolates for next Monday. Have a good one. Bye.